Hello everyone, welcome back. We are on our Roswell Live book read of No Good Deed. Very Michael and Maria centric book, which is timed right after the Roswell season 2 Christmas episode. So hopefully you have watched that. And I'm having Michelle join me momentarily. I will be reading chapter 2, and then we're going to save after this live and probably do a recap with Jess. So, hello everyone rejoining. So happy to see you. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to add back the link in the comment box. Hello.
Hi.
You look so cute with that.
It was so cheap to make.
Okay. There it is. I typed it out ahead of time, so all I had to do was paste. Go. All right. I think half of you are back. So, I don't think we said this in the beginning, but hopefully most people here saw last week when we talked that this took place obviously around the Christmas episode in season 2. So if you haven't watched that in a while or don't remember what it was about and what happened, you might want to rewatch that and join us for this live and continue watching our book reading so you're not confused, because certain details I think are going to pop up that are going to reference to that episode, and it helps to just watch. What are you doing?
I have no idea what just happened.
Fun times. Okay, so I think most people are back who were here before. So, all right, we are on chapter 2, which is about Michael. We're on a Michael chapter now, so I'm excited. Okay. Chapter 2, March 23rd, Roswell, New Mexico. Michael Guerin grabbed the remote, flicked off his TV, and blinked at the sudden darkness. Darkness. How late was it? He leaned across the couch, stabbing his forearm on the spring that was poking out of the cushion, and turned on the light that Max had scrounged for him. Right?
Scrounged.
The clock above his ancient stove read 8:15. Michael was late. Worse, he was late to meet Maria. Oh, she's going to be pissed. Michael glanced at his arm. No blood from the spring, just a long red scratch. Someday he would have to fix that couch, just like he'd have to fix the table he found in the stereo, in the VCR. If only he didn't spend so much time with Maria, then he'd get some of the stuff done. He grinned at himself. He liked spending time with Maria. He just hated to do it on a schedule. Check that. He hated to do it on her schedule. And everything was on her schedule. He wasn't even sure why they were getting together tonight. He liked just hanging out, but Maria planned things. It would just be his luck that there was a visiting opera company or some fashion show that she expected him to sit through. Her full lips would form a pout and she'd tell him that he learned something, or that he had disappointed her, or that other boys would go with her. Michael shook his head and pushed himself off the couch. He was already getting himself worked up. What was wrong with a guy just staying home, eating a takeout pizza, and watching the game? How come she didn't join him for that? She would give him that look of hers and say that it didn't sound like fun. It sounded like fun to him, but she didn't like it. He let out a small sigh and shook his head. He was going nuts. Now he was having arguments with Maria without Maria even being present. The girl was stuck in his brain. Oh, she'd be happy to know that he was thinking about her all the time. He didn't want to be, but he was. Michael grabbed his coat, picked his keys off the crumb-covered kitchen table, and went to the front door. For a moment, he stopped at the phone and stared at it. Maria would tell him that polite men called when they knew they were going to be late. But she wasn't his official girlfriend, and he wasn't polite. She was his former girlfriend. He was late because he lost track of time, and he didn't care. Not really. He just had to have all his arguments in place by the time he reached the Crash Out Cafe. no sense in meeting Maria unprepared. He yanked open the front door to his apartment and took the stairs 2 at a time, his shoes drumming on the wood. This building always sounded empty, even when people were in it, which was a good thing, since he and his friends were traipsing in and out at all hours of the night. The last thing he needed was some neighbor complaining to the landlord. It was tough enough to rent an apartment at his age, pay for it, and keep up in school. It was even tougher when he had to occasionally disappear to deal with alien stuff. Sometimes he wished he could just be an ordinary guy. In his imagined life, he'd have real parents like Max and Isabel had. Parents who treated him with respect, gave him his own room, and fed him regularly. Parents who looked at him fondly, even when he made a mistake, just like the Evans did. Sometimes Max didn't know how great he had it. Princely Max, who somehow got the best of everything. The great leader. Geez, even in his past life, Michael was only a general. Not the guy everyone followed. Not the guy everyone admired. He reached the apartment building's main doors. He wasn't sure what got him going on all of this tonight. Probably being late. Liz would never give Max crap for being late. Of course, Max wouldn't be late, even though Liz wasn't his girlfriend anymore either. The great and perfect Max would probably have called, just like Michael should have done. Michael slammed his palms against the doors and pushed them open with a lot of force. He was really getting worked up now. If Maria wanted to go to some dumb place, she was out of luck. They'd have a burger at the crash down, or go for a walk or something. Nothing planned. He wasn't going to do anything planned. A cold blast of spring air hit him. The night was dark, even darker than usual. The outside entry light was out. He would probably have to fix it. The landlord usually took months to fix anything, and this was just plain dangerous. Michael stepped off the stoop. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw something move, a shape in the darkness. He started to turn towards it when something hit him on the head, in the back of the head. The blow was so hard that his teeth knocked together. "What?" he asked. But another blow slammed into him, harder than the first. He saw white, felt his knees buckle. He wanted to turn, to reach whoever was doing this to him, but the darkness had grown worse. He was passing out, and before he had a chance to try to stop it, he toppled forward into a deep and very painful sleep. Maria flounced into the booth across from Alex. "Do you know where Michael is?" Alex sopped up a lake's worth of ketchup with a single French fry. He didn't even look up. "It's not my day to watch him." "Well, it's obviously not mine either." Maria reached into her purse and took out her mirror. She checked her makeup for the 5th time that hour. The frosted eyeshadow hadn't slid into the crease on her eyelid, and her mascara hadn't smeared. Her lipstick was coming off, though. She had to stop biting her lips when she was nervous. And she was nervous. What was keeping him? Something stupid, she would bet. Something so inane as falling asleep on the couch. Well, she wasn't going to call him. She wasn't going to worry about it at all. "Do you have something else to say, or are you just going to watch me eat?" Alex had been packing away the food since he came back from his foreign exchange trip. He had said he liked the food in Europe, but he had really missed a big greasy burger with a pile of fries. Missed it so much, apparently, that he'd been having it almost every night for supper. Maria wondered what his folks thought about all of this. Liz's theory about that Alex hadn't really missed the food so much as he had missed Isabel. He spent time in the crash town hoping to see her and rekindle whatever that weird friendship, moony-eyed thing was that was going on between them. "Well?" Alex asked. "Huh?" Maria said. "Did you want to talk about something?" "No," she said, and slid out of the booth. She went to the counter and stepped beside some guy in a suit. He had a cell phone near his left hand and a plate of chili in front of him. He looked exhausted. Liz was making a double chocolate milkshake. Somehow Maria doubted it was for the guy beside her. It had to be for Alex. Maria waited as the milkshake machine roared. Liz kept her hand on the large metal cup, the little silver antenna on her headband bobbing from the vibration. The milkshake machine had been out of order lately. If someone didn't hold the cup in place, it would tilt sideways and splatter all over the wait station. Of course, it had happened to Maria first, in the middle of a busy Sunday afternoon with half the kids from school watching. Michael had been cooking that day. He laughed, and when she challenged him on it, he just raised his eyebrows and said, "You really should be more careful." She had thrown some melting ice cream at him and missed. That day, not only had she to clean up the front, she'd had to clean up the grill as well. Nothing smelled worse than burning ice cream. The milkshake machine stopped and Liz turned. "Not here yet, huh?" She sounded as she had expected Michael to be late. "If he were here, would I be?" Maria asked. She rested the arches of her high heels on the metal railing behind the counter and leaned forward. Liz poured the shake into a tall glass, got out the whipped cream, and sprayed it into a pyramid on top, leaving off the maraschino cherry. Yep, the shake was for Alex. No one liked that much whipped cream on a double chocolate. Give me the cherry, Maria said. Why? Liz asked. I'm hungry. Maria said, like this is going to make a difference? Liz grabbed a cherry and handed it to Maria, then put the shake on a tray and walked the whole thing over to Alex. He was still making a mess with his French fries, and he didn't look up at Liz either. What was bothering him? Maria bit the cherry off the stem, leaned over the counter, and threw the stem into a bus tray. As she straightened, she saw that suit guy was still watching her. It's okay, she said. I work here. I know, he said. You forgot to give me my bill. Dang. She got off the railing and hurried behind the counter. She flipped through her ticket book. Sure enough, there was one ticket shoved in the back. The cook had marked his time out on it, but she hadn't given it to the customer. Marie slapped it on the counter. Sorry, she said. It's okay. It's not like I have anything, but it's not like I have something better to do. This town really rolls up the carpets at night, doesn't it? Actually, she said, you just have to know where to go. At 9, there's this really great band playing over at the roadside inn. There's not a lot of room, though, so you should get there early. Bad chance of that, the guy said, glancing at the clock on the wall. Maria looked too and bit back a curse. Michael Guerin. What? Liz said from behind her. Is he here? No. Maria leaned against the counter. And now we're late. For what? Remember I told you we were going to see the hanging toenails at the roadside? Liz made a face. I wish they would change their name. They will when some record company discovers them. Maria tapped a red-painted fingernail against her teeth. I told him to get here at 8 so we would have plenty of time. I figured we'd get there if I get him moving an hour ahead of time. Did you tell him where you were going? Liz asked. Are you kidding? Maria crossed her arms. With Michael, it's always better to get him there and then tell him. Otherwise, all he'd do is sit on the couch and watch football. Football season is over, said the guy in the suit. Whatever, Maria said. Who asked you into this conversation? You did, he said. We were talking about what to do in this town. She rolled her eyes and looked at Liz, shrugged. Liz looked tired. She had a long mustard stain on the shoulder of her blue uniform, and strands of hair poked out of her ponytail. Are you sure you didn't tell him? Liz asked. Positive, Marie said. I know better than to do that. Maybe that's why he's not here. Alex's voice carried across the nearly empty restaurant. Maybe if you trusted him enough to tell him what you wanted to do, he would have been on time. And how well do you know Michael Guerin? Maria asked. Alex leaned back. Well, enough to know if he really wanted to go to do something, he'd be on time. Marie stalked around the counter towards Alex's booth. Are you saying he doesn't want to be with me? Alex's eyes widened. No, I didn't say that. Well, he's not here and he was supposed to be here at 8. But he didn't know why he was supposed to be here. Alex's voice got a little weaker, as if he knew his argument was on poor footing. He knew he was supposed to come see me. But he also knew you were working, right? Alex glanced at Liz. Liz shrugged and turned away, as if she didn't want to be involved. So, Maria asked, so you can't always get off on time. He probably figured time wasn't a major factor. He always figures time isn't a major factor, Maria said. Then she sighed. I have no idea why I put myself in this position. Maybe you should call him, said the guy in the suit. What? Maria looked at him. He's late. Maybe something held him up. Maybe you should call him. If something held him up, then he should call me, Maria said. And if he fell asleep on the couch? The guy asked. I'll kill him, Maria said. Oh. The guy looked towards Alex's booth. I don't suppose you're still my waitress. Do I look like a waitress? Maria asked. I don't know how to answer that, the guy in the suit said, since you were my waitress not an hour ago. Maria let out a huge sigh and sat on one of the counter stools. No, I am not still your waitress. What would you like? Liz asked. Whatever he's having, the guy in the suit said, pointing at Alex's shake, only with the cherry and less whipped cream. You got it. Liz went behind the counter and started to scoop chocolate ice cream. Maria drummed her fingers on the tiled surface. I don't think I should call him. I know, Liz said. Because if he doesn't care enough to be on time, then why should I chase after him? I wouldn't call it chasing. Then what would you call it? Maria asked. Checking? Oh, good, Maria said. Michael would really like it if I were checking up on him. Isn't that what you want to do? Liz asked. Of course that's what I want to do, but I'm not going to do it because that would be exactly what he expects, and I'm not going to do what he expects. Like you're not doing that now? Alex said. What does that mean? Marie swiveled the chair to face him. Whenever he's late, you get into some kind of snit. He expects it, so he stalls, even though he knows that the longer he waits, the more upset you'll be. Then when he does get here, he's already on the defensive because he knows you'll be mad, and you are mad, so you're doing what he expects, and then you spend all of your time fighting instead of whatever else it is you do. Maria stared at him for a long moment. That was just too accurate, and she wasn't sure how she wanted to respond, how she should respond. Maybe that's just how they relate to each other, Liz said before Maria could think of a suitable answer. Of course that's how they relate to each other, Alex said, but I'm really tired of listening to them complain about it. Michael complains about me? Maria asked. Weren't you listening? Alex said. This does not sound like a good relationship, said the guy in the suit. Who asked you? Maria snapped. The suit guy shook his head. He wasn't that old, really. It was just his clothing that made him look older. He probably wasn't more than 22. Where's my shake? He asked Liz. Coming right up. Liz added chocolate milk to the ice cream and went back to the shake machine. For your information, Maria said, it is a good relationship. The suit guy looked over at her surprised, as if he hadn't expected her to talk to him again. Except that you're not having one right now, Alex said. One what? Maria was losing track of this conversation. She glanced at the clock. It was 1 minute later than the last time she looked. A relationship. What? I thought you and Michael broke up. Maria waved a manicured hand. She worked hard on that after the shift, and now Michael wasn't here to appreciate it. Technically? The guy in the suit asked. It doesn't really matter because we still go out, Maria said. The suit guy shook his head. Does your friend consider going out? What? Maria asked. Well, if he doesn't consider this a date, he can't be standing you up now, can he? Maria frowned. How come men are always on the same side? Maybe because we speak the same language, Alex mumbled. He brought me pearls, Maria said. What? Said the guy in the suit. For Christmas. He bought me pearls. Does this guy do that when he's not in a relationship? Liz set the shake down on the counter. The suit guy grabbed it like it was a lifeline. Maybe you should call him, Liz said. Maria sighed. I thought you would at least understand. I do, Liz said, but you wanted to see the hanging toenails. If you want to go with Michael... Tell you what, Maria said. Screw Michael. I want something to eat. A junior cheeseburger with fries and a chocolate shake. I don't think you should drown your sorrows, Maria, Liz said. I'm not drowning anything, Maria said. I'm dressed up with no place to go. I'll take you to see the hanging toenails, said the guy in the suit. My business is done for the day. Maria looked at him archly. Thanks, but I'm in a relationship. You just said you weren't, said the suit guy, and even if you are, he just stood you up. Maria shook her head. Men, she said to Liz. Liz put the order on the wheel. I suppose you want me to make your milkshake. I just did my nails. Liz sighed. Maria went behind the counter, poured herself some water, and took it to Alex's table. What's with you tonight? Huh? Alex was slurping the last bit of melted ice cream out of the bottom of his glass. You seem, I don't know, Shirley. Me? Alex pushed the shake glass aside. You're the one who won't call Michael. Maria put an elbow on the table, then rested her chin in her hand. You know, things are a lot easier if you talk about them. Yeah, you've proven that, said the guy in the suit. Liz glared at him, then reached in her pocket, took out his bill, and slapped it beside his plate. There's nothing to talk about, Alex said. What about Isabel? What about her? Aren't you waiting for her? No, Alex said, and if I were, and if she was late, I would call her. It's just polite. All right, Maria reached into her purse and pulled out her cell phone. She dialed Michael's number with her right thumb, put the phone to her ear, and listened to it ring. Alex, Liz, and the guy in the suit watched. The rings were so loud, Maria supposed that all three people could hear them. She let the phone ring 15 times before hanging up. No one spoke for a moment. Maybe he's on his way here, Liz finally said. Maybe, Maria said, but she didn't believe it. We need to get him a proper answering machine, Alex said. Yeah, Maria made herself smile. See, the guy in the suit said. Now don't you feel better? No, she said. Now you can go to the concert with me, the guy said. You know what's going on. But she didn't. Or she didn't want to believe that she did, because if Michael wasn't here in 15 minutes, she would know that he had stood her up, or worse, that he had forgotten about her. Maybe he was just trying to show her, yet again, that she needed to take some distance from him. He was so worried about that alien human thing, about his destiny, and all the danger he was putting her in. Of course, this was what he was doing. He'd gotten cold feet all over again, forgetting how strong she could be, how much he helped him in the past. So, the guy in the suit said as he got off the counter stool. You want to go? Marie shook her head. I just ordered. They haven't started yet. You can cancel. She gave him a pretty smile. I'll wait for Michael, but you go. Maybe you'll meet someone there who's more your type. All right, he said as he laid a 20 on the counter. But I never stand you up. Sure you would, Maria said as the suit led himself out the front door. You men are all alike. Hey, Alex said, that's not fair. Except for you, Alex, Maria patted his cheek. You're the original nice guy. So that's what I'm doing wrong, he said. I always knew it was something. You know, we could close early, Liz said, and I'll help you look for Michael. How pathetic is that? Maria shook her head. Nope, you're stuck, Parker. I want a shake in that burger. Then you can take off your apron and join us. We'll have a good long talk. We haven't done that for a while. Human to human. Might be nice to talk about something besides saving the world, Liz said. Yeah, life has gotten so darn serious, Alex said with a grin. I like to go through 1 week without some sort of alien-caused crisis, Maria said. Do you think we can make a pact to stay out of trouble just until next Thursday? I don't see why not, Liz said. She scooped out ice cream for the 3rd time that hour. Good, Alex said. That means my only chore for the rest of the week is killing Michael. Maria grinned, and I'm going to enjoy that.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. It's going to tug at the heartstrings, I have a feeling.
Yeah. I think Allison's going to enjoy it for sure. So, all right, we will save this live, and I guess we will be back with Jess for the recap of the first 2 chapters.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. All right, we'll see you soon.